part 24, and I know I said at the end of part 23 that this was going to be a really finicky fight, but I was mixing this up with another fight that we've got coming up. So I looked at this preview and I immediately saw how constrained it was, and my brain just went to the rice paddies, where it's extremely difficult to get through, only 2 ways in. There's 3 ways in here, so that fight is coming up, the fight that I thought we had on our hands. But this isn't it. Might be next. We have trebuchets here, and they don't have spears. Trebuchets during these fights completely change everything, even just having a single unit. And the fact that they have no spears means that we could just rush with cavalry and go right through the front of them, and they wouldn't be able to reflect any of the charge. So this is a totally different fight from the one I thought I had at the end of part 23. Whoops. So we want to take the towers out this fight. I'm going to play this and try and make the most out of it. I could just charge in, but that would be messy, and I want to avoid getting below 10% in all these units so that we can continue to replenish and push on, and maybe take over the southeast of China like Sun Tzu did. So I'm going to play this really smart, try to anyway, and be really deliberate about everything. So this unit of trebuchets here, it ranges out to... Nah, it doesn't quite, does it? Fuck. Wait a minute. They're going to push out anyway, I think. So because we're on the trebuchets and they're manned, I'm pretty sure they're going to push out. So I can go as far back as possible from the town. Maybe I should just go here. How far out do the towers range? Yeah, that's good. And we have loads of trees. So we're getting along the length of the trees here, and we can set them on fire with the trebuchets. So this could be really good. And this way we funnel them all in against the edge of the map. Is this the edge of the map? Nope. Close enough. I wonder if I could go all the way around. Like if I could pull everything up here and then have them all blob around the corner there and fire into them with trebuchets. I might try that. I'm gonna just do it. I've never done that before, not even in practice, so let's see how it goes. First of all, I'm gonna make sure they're pushing out. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Even just one unit of trebuchets. And I wonder if the multiple bolt crossbows do this too. I think it would. It wouldn't be the case if we didn't have the trebuchets though, I know that for certain. So yeah, that unit of trebuchets, a lot of its utility doesn't even lie in the kills it gets, but the way it manipulates the AI and makes them behave can be exploited, taken advantage of. So I'm gonna position everything here because holy shit, look at that. Look at that fucking gradient. Yeah. And then if you go further around, you get ridiculous shit there as well. But yeah, this is good. And something I've been thinking about is to... I think I did this earlier in the campaign, but to deman the trebuchets, and then it has the AI turn around. So we could actually have them turn around and then shoot them in the back. That could work. So I may do that. Try to do that. Yeah, they're coming around. And there's 4 units. They have a... Yeah, there's the Jianye infantry captain. I'm not going to be able to do that in time, so... I'm going to protect the trebuchets with a cavalry unit. And I'm going to fire flaming shot into those trees, and then we can maybe burn them. But yeah, they're really getting tight now. So... I'm going to sit here with fire at will. Going to position my infantry in front. And that should work well. If we just let them come at us, it would have worked. Oh wow, we got damage out as well. And that should set the trees on fire. Maybe. Alright, I'm pulling them off now. Demand, and they're turning around. Wait a minute, the cavalry are coming though. Alright, so the infantry are leaving, so I can shoot them in the back and I can charge the cavalry unit. And they're turning around as well. And I want to fire at the G infantry captain and rout them because that will cause morale debuff to the other infantry there. So this should be a really clean fight against the cavalry. and we should get good rear shots into... Yeah, they have a low shield block chance as well, and because they're facing the wrong way and the shield block chance is not applying, we're doing really good damage to them. And I can get back on the trebuchets now. And I think the moment I do, yep, came back. Oh, it's so gamey. And why the fuck are my spears going for them? And we took one loss against that unit of mounted saber militia. So the fact that they have no armor piercing damage and low armor means we just shredded them. Low melee evasion, I mean, with sheer damage. And now we can just keep firing. We got them all tight as well. That's a good thing about what we did there. Totally stopped the momentum. And yeah, look at that. We need to get them forward. And I'm gonna just fire it well with flaming shot now, and that should be enough to take them out. But that's a good demonstration of principle there, the fact that we can just control the way they move by just abandoning our siege engines and then retaking them, taking them up again. So exploitable. And of course they've got no spears, so we could just slam them with cavalry now, but I think I like the idea of just setting everything on fire a bit more. So I'm going to keep doing that. Going to move forward a bit with my skirmishers. And that unit's a bit of route. And the trees are on fire, and I'm focusing on the captain. And yeah, they're standing and burning trees and getting damaged, and I think the damage has been buffed, so they're going to drop dead. We're not really hitting them with any of our skirmishing, and they're taking losses. Oh man. Yep, there is. So they're getting morale debuff nearby fire and flaming shot, so that's minus 14 morale. And if I was to put Dian Wei right beside them with the scare, we don't even need to do that, we already stacked enough morale debuffs. So that's one of the nice things about the new patch, 1.4. It makes it a lot more like Shogun 2 with the low tier units where they have low morale and they're prone to routing. It's a lot easier to stack morale debuffs. They have a lower base morale, and also patch 1.4 introduced new morale debuffs that make stacking more viable. So it's a lot easier to bring the morale below that threshold so they're out. One loss, yeah, that was Dian Wei taking one. So if they charged us, if they managed to get to our line, we would have taken losses, but we just totally avoided any there. Not bad. And we're continuing to move towards the salt mine, and we're replenishing. 20% replenishment, so that'll take 4 turns, but we're not gonna... So, wait a minute. I need to force march, I think. Sunsa is gonna catch up, maybe, because he's always force marching. So I need to... He's the only thing stopping me now from taking everything, so... Nah, fuck. Alright, so next turn I need to force march, get right up to the border, and that might be enough to get there in 2 turns, because right now it's going to take 3, which sucks. Oh man, it's really annoying. And over here, we've got a similar problem, because we can't... Yeah, we're just barely short. So, we've got Cao Ren leading Axeman, and then we've got 2 cavalry commanders. So if I do this, we're gonna be short. But I can tell Cao Ren to get the fuck out. And then I've got more action points. Look at how much is left. Cao Ren has some because he couldn't go into the zone of control without attacking. So we have a hell of a lot here. And that's enough. And this is the finicky fight. Well, that one there did turn out to be pretty finicky, but... Come on. Yeah, this here. This is what I was thinking of. Fucking hell. How did I mix those up? Right, so we're starving out. And then Cao Ren, because the zone of control is away because they're besieged, we can push right up to them, and now we can fight. So we've got the axes reinforcing, and they don't have any shields. I'm wanting opportunities to use the axes against shields to see how that works. good against shields. Alright, we're fighting this. So as you saw from the preview there,
我等将奋力杀敌，今日之事，苍天可证。
this is a race paddy fight,
阁下今日与我一道，烧尽他们。
so it's really constrained. Like we get funneled really hard right into the front of spear units.
各位上阵吧，奋力厮杀，勇夺胜利。
And this time we have no siege engines, so it's going to be a problem, because what they're going to do is put 2 units here, 2 units there. They've got 3 spears on archer units, so it's going to be spear archer, spear spear, or the other way around. And it's going to be really messy, because we're charging through towers. There's no way around that. We have to advance through towers here to win this. And there's going to be spears right behind the towers stopping us from capturing them. And also, if we charge into that, everything dies, because we've only got a few units of axes otherwise, and they're slow as well. So axes are going to be running up, even in formation, taking a lot of losses, and that's going to suck. Yep. 3 here, 1 over there.
援兵抵达。
Alright, so what I'm thinking is our 2 best units of saber cavalry go over here, and that's what I was hoping for. Because our entire army is over here, they're bringing everything to this side. Oh shit, no. And look at all those arrows, they do a lot of damage too. I think they all missed, maybe. No losses anyway. So because everything that they can see is over here, they're bringing the other unit that was guarding the rear over to this side to reinforce. So we can run through with fast moving cavalry units, and they've just left it wide open. It's so exploitable. So if you have cavalry and siege, you have so many more opportunities. It's not just like the raw combat effectiveness of the units, it's also the way it affects the AI and the opportunities it provides in terms of the tactics. And it just happens to be the case that siege and cavalry are the ranged and cavalry are the meta for the game. So just like that, we've slipped in, and I'm going to put 1 unit here to capture the tower, and the other one can just run straight in. And they might bring a unit back, they might bring these guys back now. And I'm going to bring axes, and shot cavalry, and a general over. And they're pulling a unit off the defence there. They're not sending the one that's in front back where it came from, they're sending a different one over. Not very efficient. And we're in just like that. If we were to have done the intuitive thing and divided our army into 2 and put half of it there, half of it here, it would have been just impenetrable. It would have been really horrible to push through that with absolutely no skirmishers. Because even sending axes in, they would not have done very well in that fight. And that does it. I think we take it. Yep, got it. Tower's ours, so not bad. And now they're pulling everything off, are they? And I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna capture. Where is it? Where's the control point? Is it there? Maybe there. But we're in. Now we have flanks that we can hit. Just charging into the front of these units would have sucked. What we could have done, like if I was really, really desperate and actually came to it, I could have manipulated them into exposing their weaknesses from the front by teasing units out, by getting them in a melee and then pulling off and gradually pulling them out in front of the towers. And then I could have had an angle to work with, but that wasn't even required. And I need to not let them take the towers back. It's good that we have these units in, but yeah, I'm just taking this charge now. And where's this point? Oh, it's there. Alright. Well, yeah, I'm just taking that then. That will reduce their morale even further. Make them break sooner. And I'm going to take any good charge I can get. I'm going to try and get this unit in behind and have this one here on this side. And then I'll have the axes supporting eventually. But I want to slip past there. And that unit of archers there is going to get absolutely wrecked. They're going to get shredded. These are fights against the Han with small garrisons. So you need to get efficient at dealing with this stuff.
快快
Like,
快
if！you want to make the most of your campaigns,
加快速度，
you have to be efficient,
加速前进，加快脚步，
and you have to learn these tricks.
快点儿，赶快
Like,
赶快！
sieges this right
速
now,
速前进，
being able to get
快跑
through
进军
relatively smoothly,
跑起来，
so important.
进军，
We are getting stuck a lot though, and yeah, I need to get
步区，
this unit up here to help to break them
就
off.
绪，
Lost a couple.
鼓起勇气，
Yeah, we're stuck in there.
开战，
If the tank was actually stuck in that blob, we would be in trouble.
加速前进，
And they're facing the wrong way, and this might be enough.
骑兵听命，
I think we did it.
挺住，速速
We
前
lost
进，
10. And that unit is gonna rout, maybe? 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 Nah, we need another
加快
charge.
速度，
Alright. I'm not gonna attack through the other side.
一致，加
I'm
快
gonna just
脚
make
步
this work.
快跑，
If I had that victory point, this would have worked.
做好准备，
Lost 14.
准备好了，挺
But I
住
think that split them up enough for our guys to get through. So we only lose 14 to
快快
that.
快，
That's a lot, like those 14 men could have done a lot of damage,
上
but
马，准
that's
备就绪
acceptable. And now we've got these blob together. So we've got this under control. And after that unit wins that fight, we can bring them round.
赶快赶快，
And we're taking this. And we've caught them. And they're getting messed up there, so I can maybe charge that.
污蔑敌军，
No, that's not good enough.
敌军士兵正在溃逃，
Did some damage there, but it wasn't safe.
在，
And I'm getting back here to threaten.
快快快，
Any good charging opportunities now? I'm going to try and grind them down. And if I take that tower, I can bring everything else in, so I might do that.
赶快赶快
That，would make this more straightforward. But axes, yeah, I should use axes for this. I figured out that if you just throw these caltrops on top of enemy units, they do a lot of damage. It's fucking weird. So I can deter them from capturing this tower by just chucking caltrops. 204. Wait, what? Did it not work? What the fuck? Where's the caltrops? What the fuck? Alright, well, never mind.
准备开战，抓紧，
And have we got that? Yep. Come on, is this not captured yet? What the fuck? Nah, that takes ages then. And we've shredded this unit of archers. How many kills did they get? 1.
赶快！
Alright, I'm just gonna step back then. Axes are doing alright for kills. Wait a minute, they've just went around. No, they didn't. It looked like they made a gap.
准备好了，
Alright, let's see how this does. We don't have wedge because... Wait a minute, are they gonna reflect? Nope, no reflect. No reflect. And that unit's dead, shredded.
敌军仓皇逃窜，
And charge
一群
through. Come
懦
on,
夫，
pull through, pull through, pull through. And they routed because they got hit in the back with units that move faster. Attacked in the rear, fighting cavalry.
鼓起勇气，
We only lost 4. And the axes did alright. And we've won, I think. I really want to know what happened to my caltrops there. I've never seen that before. Not that I've used them very often, but what the hell was that? Like, what the fuck?
快速前进，
Come on, where's all my enemies stronger and faster? We've got a lot of morale debuffs stacking. I really don't like how the shit
时
moves.
机已至，
Alright, pulling off now,
速速前
taking
进，
losses. Axes have to charge through.
加快速度，
No, wait, do we have this?
准备就
Yeah,
绪
we，have a rear charge here. And we did it. No, the morale keeps moving. Should get the army loss penalty in a second anyway.
挺住，顽强不屈，
Towers are doing some damage to us. And look at that shield breaker, minus 65% melee evasion from the shield, minus 65% shield armor. So, against units that have a high proportion of their combat effectiveness represented by shield
四
values,
散而逃，
that would be a really good
无
ability.
胆数倍。
做好
Like, if a
准
unit
备，
relies 100% on shields,
骑兵就
which
绪，
is not the case, but still, then that'll mitigate 2/3 of the unit's effectiveness in terms of its defense. And yeah, so that could have been like, if you come up against that fight as just an average player and you're not sure what to do, then you could just resign yourself to charging straight through the front of those spears, holding those 2 choke points, which are the only way in. And if you have an army with just cavalry, you can get massacred, but you can always do better than
每
that.
打赢一场，天下就安定一分。
Always. And occupy.
一成大业，必先有
We have a lot
立
of
足之地。
territories. God
行
damn.
动如一，
Alright,
稳住阵
so
型，
I need to group
心
these up
怀
again and
中
move
正
out.
满怀
So
信
Cao
念
Ren
奋力一战。
is slowing us down a lot. He's only bringing 2 units of axes to this fight to slow us down substantially. So what I'm thinking I should do is
势如利刃。想问点什么？
recall one of these. Maybe the tank? No.
大人有何贵干？
Alright, Lady Bian can be recalled. And... no, wait, shit.
大人
She
有何吩
has...
咐？
she herself is slow.
你叫我，
大人，
I'm thinking about recalling one of these and bringing them over to reinforce Zhu Chu.
折而不摧。
So we have a cavalry retinue here, because we have none right now. And that might balance this army out a bit more. And then the gap that's made down here by the cavalry general we just removed, we can fill in with this guy. So, no wait, shit, he's gonna have axes as well.
坚如盾牌，势如利刃。
Then
诸
we'd
位
have 2
猛士，
sentinels.
随我征战。
2 sentinels there instead of 1, that's not very good. Fuck.
当断则断。
Alright, I'm gonna not do that. I might just end up making more... I might have Ye Jin join up here, and then have 2 sentinels stacking their... +5 melee... Nah, shit, that doesn't apply to the whole fucking army. Yeah, they only buff their own retinue. No wait, 10% melee armor piercing damage for the one army. So, I'll have 2 of that, and they'll also be buffing the spears. So the melee armor piercing will start adding up quickly. And if I was to give Ye Jin axes as well, what else?
参见大人。
Units with high pierce damage. Other ones. Alright, well I'm gonna just
我
group
军
these up
必
and
胜。
continue. I think I'm gonna go down towards Wuling next. And then the farm there. And then I'll have a rice paddy, the town, farm, and then the toolmaker. So I'm gonna just try and go between territories as fast as possible.
不行，
It's the way to do this, I think.
我绝不动摇。谁在叫我？
And I'm thinking about this, so I can get replenishment, or I can get food. That 2% replenishment is tempting.
根茎之叶，
That's
皆
faction
是
wide.
一体。
Or temporarily, I'm gonna have a temporary 2% replenishment, I think, so I'm gonna go with that. And that means I'll have more men immediately after losses are taken, which I think is gonna be a lot more beneficial than having more food at this point. I could start trading my food for money with those markets, but if I actually commit to that, then I'll do it properly and think about it more. Alright, so this is something that I've been thinking about a lot and really been trying to explore and understand. And this is something that wasn't possible in Shogun 2, but issue ultimatums are a really interesting way to use trustworthiness as a resource. Because that's what this always was to me, like, ever since I started playing this game, I had the proper mindset of looking at trustworthiness and thinking about it as a resource. Other people don't do that, they just see it as something to be afraid of. But it's a game mechanic with numbers that you can reduce for your benefit, so it's a resource, come on. And at the start of the game, the most efficient way to trade away trustworthiness without too much of a drawback was to go back on deals where you agreed to give money. And the best way to do that is to agree to pay for ancillaries. So you're basically cancelling your repayments, and that sells your trustworthiness for money. But at this point, I'm thinking about using ultimatums, because it's not worth it anymore to get ancillaries. Like, we've scaled up, we're not on those small numbers anymore, like, we're on increasing orders of magnitude at this point in this campaign, so now we're going to use it diplomatically, so I think this will work. What I'm doing here is... Alright, I'm going to think about this.
欢迎，请进。
Trade agreement and food and... Alright, so if this fails, it's going to cancel all of these, I think, and it'll be our fault, and we'll get trustworthiness penalty applied. But I think these deals will hold, they'll stand, if we succeed, and we shouldn't get any trustworthiness penalty. So what I'm going to do is try to get Kong Rong as a vassal, and he's not agreeing to that ever, and it doesn't look like we're going to get a chance to change his mind on this, really. He is inferior and negligible compared to us, so at this point in the campaign, in addition to being scaled up and having a lot of assets, we also have a lot of military might, which we can use in diplomacy to issue ultimatums and intimidate. So we're basically threatening. We're using our world position to get what we want here. So if I was to issue an ultimatum, if I was to ask that they become our vassal under the threat of war, issuing an ultimatum, I think they'll accept this, because we're way more powerful and we aren't bad in terms of our trustworthiness. We're pretty much neutral, and the more vassals we get, the more opportunities we'll get to get more trustworthiness. And this is really interesting as well. The fact that we released that spy there gave us +5, and that's what made me think about doing this, like seriously think about it. We've got the -9 from Yuan Shao going back on those deals so we can attack him and start conquering his territories, which we're doing really well. I'm going to have to go west, I think, where the skies are blue. We can also use our trustworthiness. So that's where it is, it's like, it's opportunistic, your trustworthiness, and you should always try and stay a little bit in the negative, or at least close to 0. You don't want it to go way up into the positives. Like, you want to offset against any trustworthiness that you accumulate to pull off stuff like this, and I think this will work. So, is there anything else I want to do? I'm going to guarantee autonomy, which might not be required, but it should increase our chances. So I'm going to guarantee autonomy and request that they become a vassal under the threat of war. So this is an ultimatum, and it's going to be a coercion, and I think this will work. And if it does, we will get Kong Rong as a vassal that we should not have had. And in addition to having -10 trustworthiness from issuing ultimatums, we're also going to have a -50% diplomatic penalty, but that shouldn't matter. I think that's temporary, and it only applies to them and their friends. So I think this is worth it. I don't see any real drawback to this, but I see a lot of potential positives, and I think I'm going to start introducing this to my playthroughs. If this works, and if it works reliably and can be availed of in this way, then that makes me wish even more that it was possible in Shogun 2, which I'm pretty sure it wasn't. And it makes me wonder if it was implemented in Shogun 2 in a way that was bad, and if it might actually be possible to do in Shogun 2 under some circumstances. I think I just ignored it. I don't think I explored it enough in Shogun 2. Maybe this can work in Shogun 2 as well, but alright, here we go. You're about to command act of treachery. Issuing a diplomatic ultimatum is an act of treachery strongly condemned by everyone, but it might work. And I think I could also try this on Liu Biao. I might do that next, and that would break up his little vassal crutch that he's set up. Alright, here we go. And it worked. And that gave us -11 diplomatic ultimatums. So why is it not -10 though? I'm kinda unsure about that. Like, I hope that there isn't any permanent component to that -11, but maybe there's a -1 permanent. I'm not sure. But yeah, look, we just got our tributaries now. We're at 3k. So we've now got vassals in Liu Bei, Kong Rong, Yuan Shao, Zhang Yang, and our trustworthiness is not looking great at -12, but -12 is only a bit more than -10 or -11, and -10 or -11 is what you'd expect after issuing an ultimatum. So I think that was a bit of a coup. We're at the point now where we have 4 standing armies walking around, so we have a lot of strength under our banners. And when you're at that point, maybe when you're at the point where it's possible to issue these ultimatums and have them reliably come off, then you should start be looking for opportunities like this. -50 issued diplomatic ultimatums against us, and I think that's temporary. I think that's going to slowly go down to 0. Yeah, look, current attitude 104, trending towards 110. So that's going to slowly mitigate away into 0, and when it does, we'll then be in a position where we've got a vassal we never had before, trustworthiness that's recuperated, and diplomatic disposition that's slowly repaired as well. So if you can handle the short-term consequences, it's a long-term good idea. And thankfully we didn't have to cancel any of our agreements by doing that. Maybe these agreements actually reinforced that ultimatum attempt. Maybe it was a good idea to do it like that. But I wonder if these being cancelled because they declared war on us would have hit us with a trustworthiness, or hit them. Can you imagine if it hit them? And also, I've been thinking about the trustworthiness here for allied support and war. If we can proxy war someone against our vassal, and then agree to join the war on the side of the vassal, will we artificially farm trustworthiness by doing that? So could we use our credibility to manipulate or proxy war people that we want to fight into attacking our vassals, and then once they attack our vassals, we aid our vassals, and in doing so we get a fight that we wanted in the first place, and we also get trustworthiness that we always want to get more vassals, and maybe that can be cycled endlessly for infinite vassals and trustworthiness and conquest. I'm thinking about it. That's what I'm thinking anyway. It's interesting. If that all works out in that way, then that'll be cool. But whatever way it works out, I'm interested. And I could vassalize respectability -9, so I could maybe do this again, but I'm scared they would reject it. I think you want to do this when your trustworthiness is neutral or positive. You don't want to be attempting ultimatums when everyone already hates you. Yeah. Man, is there any quick deals we could get? Non-aggression pacts, peace. Yeah, so support vassal independence. If I was to do this, make this work, so they would want territory for this. And look, this is something else that I've noticed. Sai Mao is besieging Sun Tzu at Jiangling, at this city. And if they succeed there, then I might trade this city for that one. So this doesn't have any fertilities, it doesn't really have anything going for it. All it's got is, I think this is a yellow turban foundry blacksmith, which is alright. Like if I had a higher level one, that could be cool to hold on to. But all Runan has, it seems, in addition to potentially its geographical position, like its bordering commanderies that it can buff with buildings that buff the neighbouring commanderies, all it seems to have is an iron mine. It doesn't have anything, so if I was to give them the city at Runan, and they give me the city at Jiangling, then I'll have a city that I've already got a farm for, and I can synergize well with farms. Do I have iron already? I don't think I've got iron. We're trading for iron, so it would be good to have iron. but I think we can get them as a vassal and trade for their iron. And if we don't get iron from them, then we'll get it somewhere else, like here, Badong, which I already have the lumberyard for, so I'll be getting iron eventually, it looks like, really soon. But if I can take this city that they just stole off of Sunsa, then I'll be depriving Sunsa of that city, which is something I always wanted to do, and I'll be helping Sai Mao get bigger. He'll have a full commandery that way, and I think they would go for this. It looks like they're about to do it as well. Yeah, they're fucked. Sai Mao is kicking ass here, and he's resilient. So I can get Sai Mao as a vassal, maybe by doing the same coercion ultimatum, but I think I'll do that with Liu Biao first, and free up Sai Mao and Huangzi, and then try and get them into the fold some other way without issuing ultimatums, because they're so small that it may work. And there's Liu Dai, of course, and I really don't want to give up Yingchuan because it's high fertility ancient capital, so I don't know, maybe I could give them... Nah, I don't want to give them Hinne either. But I would rather give away Hinne and this farm than give away Yingchuan or Luoyang, because these are ancient capitals. So, yep. Hinne isn't. It's Yuan Shao's, and he has a unit named after the Hinne defenders of... No, is that Hinne or Hebei? I can't remember. I'm sure it's... I used to see Hebei. Wait a minute, let's find Yuan Shao as a... Characters, and then Yuan Shao, and then, come on, can I bring up a scroll? Can I see him? Fuck, no I can't. Defenders of Hebei or Hinne, it must be Hinne then, shit. But yeah, this has importance, sentimental significance to Yuan Shao. So I can give that to Liu Dai and that'll piss off Yuan Shao, I think. If I just take one of his cities and give it to his former coalition partner, who is peaceful and pissed off with me. Yeah, he really doesn't like me. But that way I would retain this ancient capital, because Hinne is not an ancient capital. Yep. That's what I'm thinking. It's a bit of a shuffle around of territories that's a bit convoluted, but if I can trade two cities that are otherwise equal just because they have tertiary effects that I want to retain or take, like having a farm here instead of an iron mine that I can't really synergize for, then that's a good move, I think, and I'll try and pull them off whenever I can. Right, so we've got 2 fights done, and then there's this up here. Everything else has been moved. And it looks like we're not going to bring Ye Jin onto the field yet. He's also on assignment, I think, so yeah, construction supervision at Chen. So I could cancel that and deploy him under Zhu Chu. I might do that when his assignment expires, not yet though. And we're mustering, and then we're going to go for this temple. And Liu Bei... Oh, I can get Kong Rong to send his armies out. War target, coordination. Yep, come on. Get your ass out there. Fucking... No, wait, I can't. Oh, I can also get him to declare war on all my... Call him to arms, yep. Right, this one, I need to wait. Issue a declaration. And again. Wang Kuang, those fuckers. Yep. So we're aligning more of our might against Yuan Shao, and that'll bring him closer to submitting. Like, I think he's a lot closer to accepting peace already. Is he inferior yet? Similar? Fuck no. Strength is similar. Took that long for us to get near enough on parity with him. And yeah, he's not close to becoming vassal. But if I was to vassalize Yuan Shao, I wouldn't finish that mission. Like, I would be unable to complete the mission, so I don't know about that. And yeah, I need to be constructing at Chen, so fuck yeah, gonna be upgrading to a city. Yangzhou as well. Not sure about any of these though. Donghai, fuck. Maybe I should just give this shit to Liu Bei, man, maybe. It's just sitting there doing nothing for us. What can he give us for it? Alright, so Donghai, give him that. 14.5, that's not much. Fuck. And the iron mine at Dong. I would trade that. That's a good deal. But it's all the way up there, isn't it? Yep. And I can send Liu Bei and Kong Rong onto Yuan Shao up there. Like, they can attack from different sides. And then Yuan Shao will be fucked, because I think that's where he's hiding. He's got... Yeah, I think that's how you say it. Yeah. Like Sunsa, or Sun Ya. And then there's Hene and Taishan. So he's here somewhere, like, he's probably along that river somewhere. So they could just send everything and he'd be fucked. They would outnumber him completely, especially if they could besiege somewhere at the same time and combine their might. Alright, would they go for that? Respectability -3, so this is actually a deal they would have liked. And our respectability is hitting the value of our fishing port. Fuck's sake. But I could easily get this, I think. And that would reduce my food, which I don't care about. But it would give us an iron mine that's otherwise quite out of reach. That's cool. Anything else they can give us? If I gave them food for this, and I'm already giving them food for just one turn. Alright, well I'll look at that next turn. I can maybe trade away a fuck ton of food for territories now at this point. I've got a surplus of 45 food. I've got plenty more coming. And Wang Kuang, I might try and vassalise him. Alright, yeah, war target. Select target, and he's gonna go... Come on, why the fuck? Where's all... Yeah, there we go. Alright. Get your ass... Wait, are they not at war with Yuan Shao? What the fuck? Why can I not tell them to attack Yuan Shao anywhere? I don't get this. Look, I can tell them to hit everywhere. Oh my god. Fucking get in there, man. Pussies. Why the fuck were they not at war? Jesus. Alright, let's see if that changes the... 0.9 now, yeah, it got better. Jesus. Yeah. So the more vassals we can acquire, and the more powerful we can become, the more that we can array against them, the closer they'll get to... The more diplomatic power we'll have over them, basically. Like, they'll be more inclined to accept every offer. Alright, let's see if there's any... Nah. Alright, get the fuck in there, man. Fuck's sake. Yeah, that's more like it. Alright. Small city, is that the capital? No, capital is up there. Alright. Get the fuck in there. Get the fuck in there. So we've got two vassals hitting Yuan Shao from different sides. Huang Shao can just sit there and wait for Zhu Chu to come through and wreck him. I think I'll be able to. Oh fuck, maybe I should get Yejin in there then. Alright. I'm gonna get... Nah. I'm gonna do what I was originally thinking. I'm gonna pull a cavalry general off of there and bring them up to... Yeah, I'm doing it. Who's gonna be leading campaign movement range 1 army? It's gonna break up the friendship with Cao Ren, but I'm not farming him for satisfaction, really, anymore. Alright, I've already got mounted saber militia in the north, and I've already got shock cavalry in the south, so it's going to be the tank. And I've got a deployment discount, which is nice, so this works out. And I've also got Sawang. Nah, I'm not going to bring him down. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do, I've decided on it. And that should work out really well. Alright, now this shit here. We've got a copper mine there under Wang Kuang. And they were pushing east to annoy me. They might actually be in the trees there trying to ambush me, so I'm gonna hit them.
难以达成。
And they've got 5,171 against our 2,400, so we're outnumbered 2 to 1. Could fight a night battle here and take them out piece by piece. Defeat them in detail, but it's too tempting to just take this fight on. So that's what I'm gonna do. And it probably will not be long before I do that. But not today. Not today. Thanks to all my patrons for appreciating the videos enough to support the channel. Special thanks to Matteo, Olivetti, Nerdington and the Roadie451. Take a look at my Patreon page if you'd maybe like to chip in, it'll be much appreciated and I'll do my best to reward you with perks.